Hey, good Monday morning, folks. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update. Quite a change in weather. We thought a pretty well put together storm system would be moving through on Monday. I guess I should say I thought that. But it's kind of split into two pieces, and our precipitation is for the most part done. We do have a cooler north wind, and that makes some lake effect rain showers that are kind of sneaky in the summer and that they don't always show up on the radar. So I'll show that to you on the satellite picture. It's a week where we won't have a whole lot of heat, we won't have a whole lot of cool, and we won't have a whole lot of severe storminess till we get toward the end of the week, and then we'll watch for things there. But currently, you know, I talked about Monday probably being a soaker in a lot of the southern part of the state, and it looks like that's already happened. That happened yesterday in a lot of places and overnight. And not to say that it's totally dry, um, but it's not a continuous rain for most of us today. There's a current radar at the moment. Now, here's the satellite picture, and you can kind of see a lot going on. As the storm pulls off, there's a northerly wind emerging. So there could be, it looks to be a band of uh, lake effect rain out over northern central Lake Michigan, maybe even a little bit developing over southern Lake Michigan. And that could shift on shore and start to be misty, drizzly, showery. Center part of the state has, and northern part has some sunshine. And then you get to the southeast half of the state and it's cloudy. And you see the elements of clouds coming off of Lake Huron. So I wouldn't plan on an entirely dry day, but I wouldn't plan on more than 2 or 3 15-minute showers in any one place. I wanted to show you this because, uh, you know, as we start to cool off, yes, I'm sorry, we got to start to talk about it's the beginning of the end. That means, we're losing the power of the sunshine now, and we see the normal high temperature, long term average, starting to go down. So we got to get a bearing to, I'll spit it out yet every week or two on what's actually normal. And that's what this is. These are the average long term high temperatures for August 7th. Okay. So you're looking at 81 degrees, 80. Northern lower Michigan, you've fallen to the upper 70s for average highs. UP has fallen to 75. So the UP, you get a little cool, and you get kind of like a taste of fall at this time of the year. Here's the radar forecast for today. And it does not show anything significant, and I don't expect that, but the wind flow and the cooler temperatures aloft tell me that if you're along a shoreline, if you're in the thumb, it could be kind of damp and showery. If you're along the northern Lake Michigan shoreline, it could be kind of damp and showery from Petoskey to Charlevoix to Leelanau County. And a lot of times, Southwest lower gets in on a little spinning thing that comes in off of the lake. So here we go through noon today, and you can see that on the sunrise side, Alpena, Toscota, a little showery. In the southeast, a spritzel here and there. Wellston Brethren area going to be cool. Yeah, Shannon, it is because of the clouds, the north wind. Cool compared to what it could be. You're probably stuck in the low to mid 70s all day today. Now, this is tonight, dry, and this is tomorrow. And tomorrow looks dry, except that there could be a stray shower, probably will be a stray shower in the southern third of the state, Lansing southward. And again, you're looking at 15 minutes or a half hour in a few places. Um, Rose Mitchell says she sees the trees already turning. Now, something on that, we see this every year in August, and I get this comment in every year. I've actually started to put this comment in the same folder as I just saw my first robin in March. because people are starting to pick up on this that, hey, the leaves look like they're changing already. What's going on? Early winter and whatnot. Stress is what the botanists tell me is that individual trees can be sick, they can be stressed, they can be on a sand ridge, whatever. They can miss the rains. So you do have individual trees that start to lose their leaves and change their colors now, while 99.9% of the trees don't do that. So we're mostly dry today. We're mostly dry tomorrow to entirely dry. Here's the European model that shows us what the rest of the week has in store. Tomorrow, I would call it a good day. Now, it wants to develop these showers in the southern half of the state tomorrow afternoon. When you see that, that's a 6 hour rainfall total of when you see the light gray on here, that generally means just sprinkles, or maybe the model has enough cloudiness that it thinks some moisture could drop out. So I would call the dark gray or light gray on this cloudiness, and I would call the light green actual sprinkles to a light shower. That's tomorrow afternoon. This is Wednesday. Wednesday for most of lower Michigan looks dry. There's two storm systems, one to the north, one to the south, and so far everything has shown that much of lower Michigan will stay sandwiched between those two storms and dry on Wednesday night. And then we go into Thursday, and it's a little on the cool side. I get that off of the upper level temperatures, and that's kind of the engine of how warm it can get. And if there is a rain and thunderstorms this week, this is Friday afternoon into early evening, and this is Friday evening into Friday overnight. So that's really the only rain that we contend with this week. Although some spots northwest lower still in a moderate to severe drought. Moderate drought, I do believe it is. And then we go into next weekend, and it looks like we're going to get a little on the cool side. Next weekend into the early part of the following week, you might say, hey, what's going on here? This is a couple of days of little cool weather. Highs low to mid 70s and morning temperatures down to 48 to 53, something like that. 10 days out, another storm system comes by. So what we are definitely in is a fast flow upper air pattern that will bring a weather system in every 3 to 5 days. We're not in that blocked, constipated pattern, I was calling it earlier in the year, when we couldn't get a storm system through the area. Hey, Vicki Engstrom, thank you very much. Dry Wednesday night is good for the Berlin Raceways battle at Berlin. That sounds like a fun time. And we'll close it off with the temperatures. Okay, so today, the east side of the state, you're going to be a little cool for early August. 70 to 74 degrees. West side of the state, 75 to 80. Tomorrow, back to about 80, either side, a couple of degrees either side of 80. So that's comfortably warm, summery. Wednesday's probably the warmest day of the week, with most all of us getting to around 83 degrees. That's comfortably nice summer weather, what we would expect at this time of year. Thursday, a little cool in the north. Petoskey, Charlevoix, low 70s, maybe a little taste of fall in the UP, and southern lower still in the summery low 80s. Friday could be a warmer, more humid day ahead of the cold front. And you're looking at high temperatures, low to mid 80s, humidity growing. And then here's Saturday. Maybe the cold front is still to the north of southern lower, and we get to near 90 degrees. And then the cold front comes through on Sunday, and we cool down early next week for a day or two. So the cool downs, the cold fronts every 3 to 5 days are going to be knocking the heat down. We don't see any 95 degree or even really any extended 90 degree weather in this forecast at all. But bear in mind, we have a crazy weather pattern now. It is a warmer atmosphere. It is a warmer globe, and we could work this cold pocket off. It could shift to the other side of the globe, and September we could go back to, wow, we're on fire again. It has happened before, and it certainly could happen again. See, what's happening right now is there's usually some sort of vortex up near the pole, polar vortex. It fades away in the summer. It's still there sometimes in the summer in a weak fashion. And right now, it's kind of a little bit stronger than it would be. And it's slipped over to our side of the globe, and it's suppressing the jet stream through the Michigan area, keeping the heat, the extreme heat you've seen down to our south. But again, as that circulation shifts around the polar region, it can shift over to the other side, and then we can go back to 90 and 95 when we shouldn't have it in September. It can certainly happen. So, but I can tell you for the next couple of weeks, it looks very comfortable. Plan on highs anywhere between 72 and 85, depending on the day, and enjoy it because there's a lot of parts of the country that are still burning up with dangerous heat. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.